What flavor is that?
Spiced apple. Tastes like you're biting into an apple.
Which you hate.
But I love the taste.
Interesting. Oh, it's the feeling you hate, not the taste.
It's the sound. Little known fact about me, yeah, I do have a phobia of apples.
Whenever phobia throws me in regard to this.
I don't know what else to call it though. I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, you have a phobia. But like whenever I bite into an apple or I hear someone else biting into an apple, I just get full body chills, goosebumps everywhere.
I feel like if I hear someone biting into an apple, I immediately want an apple because it's like just this crisp.
I don't
know
what it is.
I want an apple.
The sound, I just get like goosebumps. So
yeah,
but I love the taste of apples.
Me too.
So it's
I
a
like
bummer.
apple.
The only way I'll eat an apple is with the crust cut off. I think it's the crust. Is that what you call it? The skin.
The peel?
That's it.
The crust.
The crust of the apple.
I was like, are we just talking out? You will only eat apple pie.
No.
With crust.
I like apple slices, but the skin has to be taken off.
Like a child? I don't even think they take the skin off in the McDonald's slices.
No, but I think that's what gives me the full body chills is the skin.
I think it gives a little bit of grit, like texture.
No.
I don't like the really, what are they, red delicious? It's too thick. It's too much. Like the really deep red apples. The skin on those.
Those are waxy.
The skin's too much.
Granny Smith, I can like feel myself like getting
passing away.
Right now. No. But anyway, this is
a peeled apple.
Spiced apple. What flavor do you have?
I have ginger peach. I'm still struggling.
You want to try this one?
With the sparkling water.
I'm trying to get her hooked on it because it's healthy.
That's really good.
And actually. I can drink like 4 a day and I feel fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to also get on it. I just like, I'll like first sip, I'm like, oh, this is so good. And then about halfway through the can, I'm like, I really don't want to be drinking this anymore.
That's fair. You do have to drink them pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-minute drink. And
the flavor just begins to like.
Yeah, once it fizzles out.
Down and down.
The drinks
and down.
are not
I'm like,
worth
what am
it.
I even drinking? This is bitter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways.
Welcome
back. Welcome
to our podcast. We are, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, doing the weekly report.
Oh my gosh,
week.
It's been so long.
Woo!
I was like, whoa, it's been so long.
I know, it's been a minute. So do you want to go first or would you like me to go first?
You can go.
Okay.
I like the bandana, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Very your vibe.
Thanks. My hair was not doing what I wanted it to do today. So, all right. This week on Lucy's weekly report, I should come up with like a cool weatherman intro. Back with Lucy's weekly report this week. I am currently rewatching Survivor. I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Again, it's throwing me back into who I was 3 years ago, almost exactly.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I think it is a bad mental space for me usually, but
but you can rewrite the memory.
Realize it.
Sometimes I'll do that where like something is nostalgic in a way, and I'll want to do it over, like redo it and associate new memories.
It is exciting because I'm just like, there's so much of it that I have so many.
So
I have so long to enjoy this period. I think I have already watched though.
Oh dear.
Eight seasons in like the last 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I do it. I mean, granted, I do work from home, and so when I work from home, I need something playing for me to like focus. But yeah, I've watched 8 seasons in the past 2.5 weeks, maybe. I don't know. I love it and so highly recommend. Yeah. It's like my favorite show ever.
Same. It's also on my report, but.
And then,
sorry. No.
Eating. I've been really on my soup grind lately.
Oh, that's
I'm making soups. Because I'm in my cooking era right now. That's so crazy. It's been a week.
That's so great because mine has come to an end.
We've just flip-flopped. And so I make a real good mushroom wild rice soup.
Oh.
And it's dairy and gluten-free, so healthy.
So it's like broth?
No. It's good.
What's the liquid?
I put coconut milk in it.
Oh, okay. So it's still like creamy.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
There's kale in it, so I'm eating kale now. That's crazy. Who am I? The vegetables I've eaten in the last week may rival the last year.
Do you feel...
I don't feel any different.
Such a bummer.
I hate that. Anybody who says you feel better, I don't know if that's real. Playing, I did see Hosier last week. Nice. Was fantastic. He has the voice of an angel. And, like, it's so effortless. It's so beautiful. I was in awe so much of the time that I was there. I did go alone, and so I got there.
Baller. It's a baller move.
Thanks. I got there like an hour before the doors opened because I wanted to be close.
Yeah.
I was across the block. The line, I think, for him was almost the longest. It's the longest line I've ever seen at that venue. And I've gone to that venue probably a good almost 10 times now.
Wow.
And yeah, so I did luckily bring my AirPods, and I just watched Survivor on my phone. I just plopped down in the pit solo with my AirPods in, just watching on my phone.
Yeah.
And then he came on. He sounded exactly identical to his album. And he's cool. A funny guy. He's sweet.
Yeah.
Part of me after was like, look, I think
we could vibe.
I think we could date. And I think maybe that's the vibe.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm so sorry. I hit the microphone. You got my apologies. Obsessed with is BravoCon happened this last weekend. And I really want to go next year.
Yeah.
But I need to really get more hooked on all Bravo shows.
The shows.
Otherwise, I don't think it's worth going.
Too many of them.
But
what is it just like interview stuff that you watch?
Yeah, so it's like a 3-day event, and it happened in Vegas this year, and all Bravo celebs are there.
That's amazing.
Like, if you're on a Bravo show, you're at BravoCon. And there's like panels going on the whole time. There's booths set up.
That's so
you can
cool.
meet all of the people.
I wonder how much it is.
I don't know, but I would love to go.
Yeah.
James Kennedy won the most like iconic line of the last year of any Bravo star, and it was, "You're a worm with a mustache." And so I also
liked when he called him a poo-poo head.
Yeah. So good. James Kennedy is so funny.
So funny.
He when he got up there to accept it, he was like, everybody's been asking, what would I have done if I didn't win? And he's like, guess we'll never know. And he runs off. He's so funny. I love James Kennedy.
He's so unhinged.
So obsessed with BravoCon this last weekend. Ariana Maddox, Katie, Lala, everybody's all over my feed right now for Vanderpump. So we got the sneak peek to season 11.
I know.
I think I also came up with the idea that maybe for my 25th birthday this year, we're going to do a Bravo Vanderpump themed party. So
that'd be so fun.
It would be such a fun event. So I might do that. What I'm recommending is It Over Now? Just the one song. I can't stop listening to the one song. I mean, obviously the whole album's great. And I don't want to once again really overwhelm the internet with Taylor Swift. But Is It Over Now has scratched such a specific itch in my brain. I cannot stop in just the most random settings saying the lyrics, jumping off of tall somethings just as you come running. I just cannot. That line is just scratches such an
repeat.
Itch. Yes, so that's the one song I'm really recommending. If you listen to anything, it be that song. And then treating, I bought myself a Jeff Probst t-shirt this week. Oh, yes. Because I'm in my Survivor era. So when I get it, I will wear it on the podcast. Yeah. But
nice.
That is me. That is Lucy's weekly report. Bum, bum, bum.
Nice.
Aija.
I love that.
Thanks.
All right. What I am reading, I finished, well, not the whole series, but I finished book 3. Of A Court of what I don't know if people are calling the whole series A Court of Thorns and Roses, because that's just book 1. So I don't know the proper etiquette, what to call this series.
What is this one?
This one is A Court of Wings and Ruin.
Oh.
The second one was good. By far my favorite.
Okay.
I do, in fact, fancy a character.
Okay.
So
fancy.
And it's just fun because I'm coming back around to reading, you know? So it was not like the character that I expected to. Usually I'm like the OG girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what I keep saying. Like Edward, Peta. Like, he's kind of the OG. This one was not. Threw me for a loop. But, yeah, second book is really good. Third book, a little bit more like action and war. That sometimes I kind of zone out.
Fair.
You know, but books are good. But the books are very good. So I think the fourth one's like a short one.
Okay.
I don't know what the proper term is for that. And then there's a one after that. And then I think she's currently writing another one. But I think I'm going to take a break because I want to try to read the Hunger Games one before the movie comes out.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I'm going to do that next.
Yes.
So I think I will start that tonight.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But yeah, the fantasy thing I got into a little bit.
Okay.
Not like totally, but like I did get into.
I'm going to start the Fourth Wing.
Okay, yeah, I've heard a lot of...
Melissa was talking about that, so I'm going to start that one.
Yes.
And try it out.
You can let me know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get into it too.
Fair.
We'll see. I think also Lucy's Score has a new one that I read the other two.
I haven't read that second one still.
So I'll probably... I think that's free on like the Kindle Unlimited.
I need you to read Emily Henry's.
I know. I have the actual physical copy. So I'm going to do that too. I like got a list now.
Those ones are kind of summery, but Beach Read is winter. And that was like
I don't even know what you said.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's skip it.
Eating. We're going to shout out my sister-in-law again.
Yes.
She is such a great cook and baker. She's been on this like oatmeal chocolate chip cookie thing. Like I've had them a few times, like the last few times I've been over there. They're so good.
They're really good. And
I decided if I wanted to share this or not. I went home and I was like, I'm going to make some because I think I have like, I don't obviously cook or bake a lot. So I have ingredients that I've had for a long time, but I have them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've made oatmeal cookies before. Like they're one of my faves. Some of the things were expired.
Like what of the things?
So I had like barely enough. When I bought oats, I don't know.
Okay.
They were old. And I was
Fair.
like, that's probably fine.
I would think so.
I'm not sure when I bought the flour.
Was it in an airtight container or no?
It is in a jar.
Okay.
So, and then my brown sugar, hard as a rock.
Yeah.
But did I scrape for it? I did. So I was like, I think this is going to be fine. The cookies, I would give my sister-in-law's 10 out of 10. I would give mine 6 out of 10.
Well, it's good to know.
Am I still eating them? Yeah.
The baking ingredients do, in fact, expire.
Yeah, I mean, like, the main things, like eggs, butter, whatever, that was not expired.
That's good.
Because that would make me a little nervous. But, yeah, so I'll maybe just stick to eating them at their house.
That makes sense. Is it the same recipe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just looked one up.
You didn't ask her.
I didn't. I was like, I could have. But I think it still would have, the ingredients still would have been an issue. Playing. I can't read. Playing. Oh, it's. I think I've mentioned this a few times. I'm just back on like the weather's nice, so my walking bit. Me and Mo's. That's like, oh man, it's like my favorite part of the day. Is like I look forward to doing like an hour. I have like a really nice lake in my neighborhood, so the weather is perfect. I pop on a nice podcast and
beautiful.
It's so nice. Sometimes I'll sit on a bench and just like sit there. It's so nice. So that it's my favorite thing. And over the summer, it's a tough time because I can't do that.
It's brutal.
I'm not getting up at 5 a.m.
It's just not worth it.
Or putting my child in danger walking on the pavement. What I'm obsessed with, Lucy, there are two things, and Lucy did mention them. So I'm also back watching old seasons of Survivor because I'm in like a weird thing with TV. I need like easy TV, and Survivor is
easy.
Is it? But it's still like dense enough to where it's
Yeah.
not completely like I'm not even watching this. So I just watched season 30.
Okay.
Takes me a little bit longer to get through.
Yeah.
Because I watch an episode or two like a day or every other day. And then also the Vanderpump like trailer. I've just been thinking about it constantly.
I can't stop.
The trailer. I haven't really gotten into the whole BravoCon thing. Like, I don't, whatever. But the trailer, I can't. I think it's going to be, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited that I'm, like, on the train now.
Yeah.
What I'm recommending. So, I started, I'm always dabbling with, like, skincare stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying new things or whatever. So, I started... Have you heard of, like, double cleansing?
No.
Okay. Whatever. It's fine. So, I started so, basically...
You cleanse twice?
You'd cleanse with 2 different cleansers.
Oh.
So, the first is, like, an oil-based cleanser. And it's supposed to, like... It's only at night. So, like, takes, like, off all of the products. Mostly, like, makeup and sunscreen are, like, the biggest ones to, like, get it off. And then your water-based one is going to, like, just help get a clean slate so your other products work better. So it's like an extra few minutes to my routine, but I feel like my skin feels like clean.
Sorry, my face went really blank because as you were explaining it, in my mind I was like, do you not use makeup remover?
So I did. I used like a simple no wipes. The wipes are bad.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not. Well, I mean, if you're using it and it's like it works for you, whatever. But they're just like pretty drying and like not great. So I switched to like a liquid. Okay. But now I just use that for eye makeup. And then I go the oil cleanser acts as like the makeup remover. Okay. So
question. We should do a whole episode because I know so little about the whole makeup and skincare because so I've been blessed. What would you use to clean your glasses? Like on the nose? Because that's the only place I break out, and I'm 90% sure then it's probably because of my glasses.
Interesting.
Would you use a makeup wipe or no?
I don't know if I personally would, but if like it's something that you use,
okay,
and it doesn't ruin your skin,
okay,
like maybe. It also might. I have to look into it because I don't know. Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll get back to you.
If anybody else is struggling with that issue,
I don't wear my glasses enough to like.
I wear my glasses almost every day because I just.
That makes sense.
I'm too lazy to put in my contacts.
I'll look into that for you.
Thank you.
Get back with an answer.
Thanks.
So that's what I'm recommend. I don't know if you're into that, try it. Like if you want to.
If you want to do it.
And then what I treated myself with, so I got this Claro sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
She's like one of my favorite artists. Kind of like a smaller artist. And so when she does merch drops, it's like they're small and they like sell out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But she had this hoodie. I was so bummed. Me and Lucy went to the concert like a year or two ago maybe. And I didn't get any merch. And I was like, I'm bummed because like she's like one of my faves. So she dropped this sweatshirt and it's so cute. It's like a dog with really like cute headphones and it just says Claro on it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll get it. So I get it. It's so fun and cute. And then the other day I saw that Paul Mescal was seen walking on the street.
That's so good.
With the same sweatshirt. So and I was like, oh my God.
You have the same sweatshirt.
I have the same sweatshirt as him. Like we could date.
That's amazing. I love that for you.
Yeah.
That's the same feeling.
I'm like, I think we could date, my guy.
Oh, classic.
Anyways, that's it.
That's the weekly report. Well, now we're going to switch into the second part of our worst first dates.
Yeah.
I want to start it off on a really funny lighthearted one that was written in because it was so funny. And I happen to just know who this person is, so it makes it funnier to me. Yeah. But it says, worst first date I ever had was 2 weeks ago. I went out with this girl, and then it says, in pure lesbian fashion, this was an 8+ hour date. And she literally got absolutely blitz-wasted, drunk on our first date. I couldn't let her go home alone and walk the city streets alone. So I drove her to her place, and she was like, I'm going to go get in the hot tub. And I was like, I couldn't let this poor drunk girl drown in this hot tub. So I borrowed a swimsuit. We are not the same size, mind you. Got in the hot tub with her, and then I tucked her in for bed at 3 a.m. But before I left, she was like, do you need anything? She asked her that, which I think is so weird. And then this girl saw the sold out, unavailable Taylor Swift merch on the ground of this girl's apartment and said, yes, I'll just grab this. She grabbed it, told her good night. And then the girl texted her the next day and said she still loved her ex and she wanted this girl to have a good life. Worst first date ever, but a good win at the end because she got the merch. I love that.
That is such a fun story about how she got that merch. Yeah. That's amazing.
It's so good. I mean, you put in the work for it.
She's so kind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't know if I could have done.
Literally.
Probably,
I wonder. It doesn't say how they met, right?
No, it doesn't.
How they met. I just think that's like kind of disrespectful to get like so drunk on like
insanely disrespectful.
On like
I would say
first date.
That's like so uncomfortable. Rough. I don't know you well enough.
This is the impression.
This is a really bad first impression. Yeah, you're giving me.
Yikes.
Like, I don't know how to handle you in this state.
Yeah.
I mean, you get irritated when other people are that you're close with.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And take care of
caught
them.
Dead getting
taking care of like a stranger, and that's the first impression. I'd be like, I don't want to do this.
Well,
I don't want to be a part of this.
She's putting herself in like, I mean, granted that girl was so nice, but like you could be put in a
that's
very unsafe position if you got that inebriated.
Yeah, thank goodness she walked you home too, or drove you home.
Yeah.
So
she deserved the sweatshirt.
Yeah, she did. She deserved the merchandise.
Okay. We didn't read the anime one. So, okay, I'll read that one. Okay. I'll start with saying... I don't know why I get the giggles.
I think they're all so funny.
When I read these, I get the giggles. I'm so sorry. I'll start with saying that I'm not into anime. And I'm not a fan of Asian food. And then in parentheses, they put, unpopular opinion, I am aware. I think these are important facts to consider when asking someone out on a date. Anyways, this boy asked me out on a date. We were kind of friends, but never had actually hung out. This is the first date. He picks me up and says it's going to be an anime-themed date. In my head, I'm like, what does that even mean? But I went along as one does. We went to the Asian food market, and we did a random selection of foods by closing our eyes and spinning and pointing. In parentheses, she puts, a terrifying endeavor for one who does not like Asian food and who has severely irritable bowels. Yeah. Then we went to his apartment and he cooked the Asian food. I ate it. It was not yummy. It made me feel unwell. That's such a bummer. Like, what do you do if your stomach's like turning?
You just have to go.
You're like, I have to leave. I have to go.
I'm sorry.
I would have got dead going to the bathroom in someone's apartment after that.
No. Oh my gosh.
Then we watched the strangest anime I have ever seen. Something about a little girl who finds out she's a witch and then has to go deliver mail. What? I am fully supportive of people being passionate about what they're into. If someone is into anime, that's great. I just don't think it's for me. Important things to consider when asking someone out on a date. There was not a second date.
That is so fair.
That is so fair. I think
I wouldn't.
That's really, yeah. I think, like, for me, I'm not a sushi person. So if I went on a sushi date, that'd be game over for me.
Yeah.
So I do have to be pretty upfront about that because that is a fair. Really go-to, like.
I think in my mind, the polite thing would be like, hey, you would also at this point know what each other's interests are.
That's fair.
And so I think it's pretty bold to just assume that I would really want to watch anime. Yeah. On our first date. Unless that was something you guys have mutually talked about.
It's a common interest.
And, like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But if, like, some guy was like, hey, we're going to watch this horror movie on our first date, I think it would be like, no, I don't.
I did that.
I'm not interested in horror.
I watched a scary movie one
time.
And I was
I don't want to.
I don't like this.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Yeah.
Or asking me what kind of food I like.
Yeah, so I try to
be as bold as going to an Asian market and just picking stuff out at random. Yeah. Like if we went to a Chinese restaurant,
there's something you could find.
There's something you could get, but as bold as to be like, this is what we're preparing and we're doing it.
I did that with a friend one time.
I would hate that.
We went to this Asian market and like bought like random stuff. Yeah, and it was pretty weird.
I feel like I couldn't go into an Asian market and just buy random stuff. I'd go in probably being like, this is what I need to make this dish.
There's lots of fun, interesting stuff.
That is true.
So it is like a cute idea, but yeah, like if that's going to be like your main sustenance of the meal.
I'd be like, no.
No,
so,
sorry.
Okay, I'm going to read this longer one.
Okay. Yes.
This one's crazy, I will say. Okay, it says, hello, queens. I am honestly writing this wishing I was not the main character of this horror story. But here I am. Just an FYI, you'll want to read this until the end because it only escalates more and more with every moment. It started off on Hinge. For the sake of the story, we will call him Rick. Rick sent me a rose on Hinge, which is very cute, and also something you have to pay for. So, our first few messages were fun, witty, and sweet. He very quickly asked me about Jesus and what church I went to, which for me was a green flag. Yeah. Anyways, he asked me for my number, and I, being the funny person that I am, gave him my email instead. Awesome. He went with the joke and sent me a thought-out email with a lot of humor asking for my number. One thing about this man, he was always down for a bit. Quick for me. That... number one, almost in what I would look for. So I'd be fun. Like green flag with this.
Yeah, that makes it fun.
Going back in, which again for me was another green flag. Huh. We end up going to a sushi restaurant. He was even cuter in person, that is, until he opened his mouth. In the span of our 1 hour dinner, he told me that I should not be a youth pastor or pursuing my master's in theology because women can't be in leadership in the church. He ranted about how... this says the R word. People are for getting vaccinated. Yes, you read that right. We are in the year 2023, and this man still uses the R word casually, which was offensive, insensitive, and shocking to me on many levels. Oh. He asked me if I was planning on messing with God's will by using birth control one day. He has 9 siblings because his parents don't believe in birth control, and he doesn't believe in it either. He asked me if I am feeling... led to work a job in the future, and if so, do I realize the time I would be taking away from being a good mother to my future kids? And one part of the date, he asked me a question, and at one part of the day, he did ask me a question about myself. I opened up about my brother passing away a few years ago, and then he proceeded to compare my 22-year-old brother's death to his dog dying. His dog. But this wasn't the worst part. After we left the restaurant, we were walking to our cars, and mine was parked farther away from the restaurant, so he offered to drive me down the street once we got to his car because it was a little cold out. I said yes because what was the 30 more seconds in the car with this man going to hurt? Little did I know. Anyways, I get into his car, or I guess I should specify his truck, which just checks out, by the way. I get in and he takes a second to get into the driver's seat because he was grabbing something from his back seat. He gets into the driver's seat and throws his handgun on the console in between us. A literal gun. In this moment, I think I'm getting kidnapped by this man. I just stared at it with my jaw dropped. He turned and asked what's wrong, and I said, for what did you bring this out? And he laughed and said he needed it. So naturally, I'm praying now, praying that my car is right around the corner so I can jump out of this car. And sure enough, we turned the corner and there it was. I started to leave his truck and he insists on walking me to my car and grabs his gun because there was a homeless man several feet away who, by the way, was minding his own business and not going to bother us at all. This man proceeds to grab his gun and carry it in his hand as he walks me to my car. I told him to put the gun away and he told me he wanted to protect me, and I told him the only person I feel like I need protection from right now is you. I think this man genuinely thought having a gun would be a flex and think that I would think it's hot, which is absurd. And if your jaw isn't dropped right now, just think how you would feel on a first date with a stranger. Yeah. He whips out a gun with no words and throws it on the dashboard. Out of all the scary things to whip out on the first date, a gun takes the cake. Anyway, after all this, Rick lacked the awareness to even realize that I would not be going on a second date. He texted me later that night saying that he had such a good time and wanted to take me out on a second date. As if you couldn't tell by my everything that I was appalled pretty much the whole date. Anyways, new fear unlocked with dating app dudes. Do I have to ask every guy now before the first date if he carries and if he would bring it out on the first date? To all you single ladies in your 20s trying to navigate the dating scene these days, good luck out there, because if men have one thing, say it with me, it is the audacity. That story's so crazy. I would probably start crying. I think I genuinely would think he was going to kill me.
I would
probably break down.
Start to panic.
Being in a car, cry.
I wish he could just think for like
a second that I'm scared
just
I'm
thinking
dying.
like, okay, I'm a woman, I'm with a man, I do
I've
not
never
know.
met you.
Getting in your car, one is scary.
Yeah, that would have freaked me out, I think, alone.
Yeah, which we do sometimes. We'll whatever. But that would, I would
cry. I would be so scared that, he was going to kill me. So
I'd be like, oh, this is taking a dark turn.
If you're going to carry, that's fine. But I would love to know you before you show
Yeah,
it
like, I just think it was a little too soon.
I would be like, I don't know you at all.
I don't know you.
I've never for an hour. I do think you're going to murder me right now.
That's a little much.
Yeah, I would be so scared.
I would be so uncomfortable.
And also comparing the death.
I think I really would have been.
I think I genuinely might have left at that point. I would have been like, you're very
like using the R word. I would have been like
that.
Okay.
Too. There were so many things.
That
If I'm gonna have a job, is that gonna interfere with my?
Oh my gosh, the whole birth. I'm like, why are you talking to me?
I don't know
about my birth control.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I would have. I think that's crazy. I probably would have done something similar, but I think.
Yeah, I think in theory, I probably
scared.
would have liked to leave, but it's hard. It's really hard to like get up and leave.
I don't know if I would have like.
I think because I've gotten irritated on dates before, and I'm like, I can't like just leave.
Yeah, that's so fair. So kudos to you. Thank you for going through
Thank you for sharing that with us.
If anybody listening is one of those people that's like, just try the apps. That right there.
We're putting our lives in danger. We're literally
I'm putting my life at risk every day being on the app.
It's just, it's scary.
It's so
to me to like the whole car ride situation makes me nervous because like in theory I would love to be picked up, but like if
I don't want them picking me up
if I don't know you. I think it makes
I don't need you to know also where I live.
Yeah.
And forever about the address and thing. Always. I'd be like, we can meet on the first date, and then the first 5 like
I always have a hard because I also don't like. I mean, I think you just in this scenario you got to do it, but like I just don't like walking up to the restaurant. You don't know you don't know them. You might know what they look like, but like you don't know them, and it's like, oh, the whole meeting, it's so awkward. So I would it's easier to like just show up together, but then you have to decide like, are you giving them your address? Are you riding in the car with them? Blah blah blah. So
it's weird. I don't like
I guess I have gotten in this weird trend of driving guys around.
Oh my god.
3 times in a row. Each time separately. I didn't think twice. Like they were very different reasons. But then I look back and I'm like, why did I do that? What is this trend? Asia, this is 3 times in a row that I have driven.
That is really weird.
The first, almost the first. I'm just like, it was so weird.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah, weird trend.
I don't love that.
I don't love that for me either. Yeah. Okay, I can read another one.
Do you want to read the one where it's opening up too much on the first date?
Yes. I gotta find it. Oh, anonymous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're keeping this one anonymous. My bad dating experience was when I was on a date with a guy. Honestly, the red flag was how much he opened up to me on the first date, and he shared with me how special an item was to him because of his grandfather, and that he collected them. The item wasn't weird, just so awkward that he shared that. Although I was already not really into him, I thought, why not give him a second chance? So he picked me up for a second date, where he handed me a very sentimental item that I talked about previously, telling me that I was special and he wanted me to have it. I am not proud of this moment, but nothing I can do now. I didn't say a word. I got out of his truck, put the item on the seat, and walked away. Never spoke to him again.
Like that. She also blocked him on everything.
Yeah. She blocked him on everything.
I mean, fair is fair. I think if somebody opens up a lot on the first date, I would be a little just like jarred. I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't know you. We met online.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is a little. I don't know. Again, going back, I don't know if I could like just walk out on a date. I think I hate conflict, so like that would have.
Part of me respects
Yeah.
Flexes her
She's
more
like,
now. She's like, I don't know.
I don't want to be here. This is too much.
Got out of the car and left.
I just wonder how
We should ask more questions.
he dealt with that.
I want to read this one because I am actually desperate also to know who this is. And so I'm assuming it's someone from my town of Idaho Falls. Please tell me. So it says, he was an old high school friend of mine who asked me out after he returned from his 2-year religious mission. The entire time he talked about how he was so excited to be home and break the rules. He drove like a complete douchebag, speeding up and cutting cars off just because he could now. So I feared for my life the entire drive. Once we got to where he wanted to eat, he challenged me to pray over our dinner. In a crowded restaurant, he asked me if I believed I was too good to pray to God in public and give thanks. After that, he droned on for about an hour about he was ready to be home and break all the mission rules and how he was so excited. I am not one to back away from a challenge, so of course I prayed over the food, and I made sure to add very loudly so people around us could hear that I hoped we would arrive home safely, even though he was driving like a total jerk. Needless to say, we ate our meal in silence, and I had a friend come pick me up from the restaurant, so I left him before he finished eating. He tried asking me out about a week after with no communication in between, and I blocked his number. I don't get it. What is with these dudes who have like terrible dates and then think, yeah, let's try again? That's like it's the fourth story where it was like, how did they not understand? I literally left before the meal was over. How would you ask me on a second date?
I know, to me, it's like sometimes I just feel like they can't read the room. And like, as like girls, I feel like I pick up on so obvious.
Social cues.
I'm being so obvious in what I'm giving off. And sometimes not.
Yeah, I
sometimes
guess not.
They're just not getting.
So please do tell me who that was. Desperate to know. So I feel like I could share the one story that I have. And it's just kind of cringe. So back in high school, it was like a different time in Idaho. It was like the norm was everybody just kissed everybody, which is so weird. I don't know why it was like that. People can attest to that. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I just feel like that was the vibe. And it was like known. So I had a friend, acquaintance, we weren't close or anything. He asked me out on a double date with him and his friend and another girl, and I just desperately wanted to be a part of this group of people and like be friends with them. And very much like at the beginning, he told me we like I want to just like make out and that's like it. And I was like, that's so crazy. What am I supposed to do with that? I was like, that's wild. So weird. And so we went out on a date. Genuinely, I could not tell you what we did. And the only thing I remember is we ended up at either a Denny's or a Perkins. So either way,
What's Perkins?
Perkins is a Denny's, basically. It's like a weird place that serves breakfast all day that you just kind of feel gross at. And there's like a weird group of people there. So either way, I don't know how we ended up in this place. All I knew is I wanted to go home. I was not having a good time.
Oh, you weren't anticipating the makeout?
No, because I was like, what are we doing at a Denny's?
Yeah. I would have been thinking about it the entire time.
Me after you take me to Denny's? No, absolutely not. It's a Denny's. I would have thought, I don't know, try harder.
I would have blocked out because I would have been
so stressed out. That's so fair. I think I don't remember because obviously this was somewhat of an insignificant evening, but he was driving a truck and he dropped me back off at my home, pulled in the driveway, and at that point I was for sure like, oh, we're definitely not kissing because we're in the driveway of my home.
Your parents are literally
my parents could see out the window. That's not happening. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Well, to this day, it's just burned in my brain. He puts on Justin Bieber's Mistletoe, starts singing to me, passenger seat of his car.
Oh.
I can't listen to the album till this day.
It brings you back.
Starts singing to me and I just panic And I like kiss him and I'm like, hey, bye. Like, let's get this to end. So we kiss and I don't remember anything much about it, but I'm like, okay, bye. Because I want to go. And so I get out of the car and run up the steps, realizing that I did in fact forget my phone in his car.
Oh.
So I like wave him down, flag him down, and it's so awkward. He thinks that I like wanted to kiss again. I was like, no, I just need
my phone.
I just left my phone in your car.
Did he go in for it?
Yeah, he did.
And you...
I let him kiss me.
Oh, again?
Yeah, I felt worse.
No.
I was like, oh. Because and then I was like,
okay.
Thanks. I actually did also forget my phone in your car.
That's pretty cringy.
Blah.
Gross.
So I don't really know if we were much friends after that. Nice guy though.
Yeah.
So
singing,
never really hung out again.
Singing,
didn't talk much.
I just don't. I'm not know.
I know it really. I think it was the Barbie movie this year that almost brought that memory back to me.
Oh, 100%.
That I was like, oh my gosh, no, I have had this also happen to me, where a guy just sang.
What do you do during like you just?
I just sat there with like my like sat passenger seat because I also was like, do I look at you while you're singing at me? I don't remember. I don't remember what I did.
Looking forward,
I'm just like sitting with my hands in my lap, like, what? What are we doing?
Supposed to look. I don't know.
See,
I've never. Had
I'm
a
also
guy
like, am I
sing
supposed
to
to
me?
turn in the passenger seat? Am I taking my seatbelt off because it's buckled?
You're buckled, looking
like,
forward.
What?
He's
What
like
are we doing?
Singing, trying to be all romantic. You're like, nah.
So, yeah. Anyway, that was my really weird bad first date. Hate Justin Bieber's Christmas album.
Song
so
is
please
on
don't
the X list for you.
ever play it.
That's so
I didn't like it
funny.
before then. No, I really don't like
Yeah,
it. So.
I don't love that song.
Yeah, but
Makes me feel weird.
that was my weird bad first date. Thank you guys so much for writing all of these in.
Yeah, literally.
They're so much fun.
Yes.
Completely feel like you know us better now. We feel
Yeah.
like we know you better now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you think of any other absolute crazy ones or just crazy dates, it doesn't have to be first dates.
Yeah.
Would love to write them in, but this has been so much fun.
Yeah, literally.
Please
Loved
do
this.
Write a review for
Yeah, write
podcast.
a nice review.
Yeah.
Some people be mean out there.
Honestly, yeah.
It's okay.
What does it say about you? If you're writing a rude comment, whatever. It fuels my anger.
Write a review, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
What are all the things? Yeah.
Yeah. Come talk to me and Aija in real life. We're cool and approachable. But also write in family fiasco stories. That's coming up soon.
That is coming. We'll post the link again. We'll probably do it this way.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But
it'll be
thank you.
anonymous.
Yes.
You know?
All anonymous. We won't ever
You
put
can
you on
change
blast.
names. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you need to do.
Fair enough. But thank you guys. Love you. Thanks for listening.
Yes. We'll see
This has
you.
been me and Aija.
We'll see you next week.
Cute.
Bye.